What's up, family? What is up? We are back. Come on in. We are talking about how to recognize your soul mate. Do you have a soul mate? That is what we are dealing with today. How to recognize your soulmate. Do you have a soulmate? And what to do when you are in those relationships. That is what we're dealing with today. Listen, I truly believe that everyone has a soulmate. I believe that everyone has a soulmate. It's just a matter of being able to identify that person. And today, not even just that person, but those people, we'll talk about it. We'll get into that in just a little bit. What's up, family? Y'all come on in the room. Listen, I'm tapping into my Dream Wise energy today. Tapping into my Dream Wise energy today. And I am coming with some pictures. I am coming with a PowerPoint or something like that because I think that y'all, one, you like it, right? One, you like it. Some of y'all are visual learners. So let's go ahead and jump right on in, family. So first of all, I think it's important for us to understand what a soul is first, right? I think it's important for us to first understand what a soul is. A soul is light. A soul is just this infinite being. A soul is you. A soul is me. A soul is what we really are to our core, right? What we are. A soul is what we are. We have a spirit. We possess a spirit, right? We possess a spirit and we live in a body. But a soul is what we are. A soul is my unique expression of the divine. All right. A soul is your unique expression of God, source, right? Source energy. So that's what a soul is. A soul is infinite light, infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom. It is your soul that really chooses how you are, why you're going to manifest in the human realm, how you're going to manifest in the human realm, what it is that you're going to experience. Your soul is you. It's the essence of who you are outside of the human body. Okay. It's that part of you that is actually guiding this whole thing. So when we're thinking about a soul mate, what we're actually talking about is someone who helps you to realize and recognize your soul. Okay. I love this picture. This picture says, soulmates usually comes into one's life to shake things up. They show you true love. They stand up to you in ways no one else ever has. They adore you, yet they challenge you to your fullest potential. A soulmate relationship isn't only peaches and cream, it is roses and thorns. All right. It is roses and thorns. And that is so very true. Okay. That is so very true. And so we're going to be getting into that today. Before I even jump into it, I want to know from y'all. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat if you feel like you have already found your soul mate. If you have a soulmate, if you have some soulmates, y'all let me know in the chat what y'all understanding of soulmates is. Do y'all have one already? Do you have multiple? Have you recognized them? I want to know in the chat because I truly feel like the build today is going to help you to understand what it is, who it is, and how to determine it. Divine Zoe said, I feel like I did, but they left. That's interesting. That's interesting that you feel like you had a soulmate, but they left. Because we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about that today. Okay. Let's get into this. Let's get into this. Athalia says, I feel like I did. Y'all, here's something that I realized. Here's something that I'm realizing is that soulmates don't leave you. Soulmates don't leave you. Soulmates don't disappear from y'all's lives, right? That's not what's happening unless they make the transition. If you were in a relationship with someone, if you were in a relationship with someone and that relationship ended, let's say it ended toxically, let's say it ended tragically, let's say y'all separated for, for whatever reason, I don't know if that was a soulmate, just based off of my experience, okay? Based off of my experience and my understanding, soulmates aren't going to leave you like that, right? Situations aren't going to happen to where y'all break up and y'all like never talk again and things like that. Okay. That probably could be a karmic relationship. It could have even been a twin flame relationship that just didn't work out because your level of consciousness was not where it needed to be. Okay. I like what Nicole is Abundant says. She says, I feel like my soulmates are my forever loves. Okay. And I think that's a great, great part of it. So let's keep going. Let's keep getting into the topic, right? So, what is a soulmate? Y'all, I truly feel that a soulmate is a person that helps you to realize, recognize, and connect with your soul, right? This picture is so perfect in getting this understanding because we see these two people and we see them like in meditation and we see them looking at this big ball of light, right? To me, this is what our soul looks like. Our soul is like the sun, it's like a big ball of light. And so a soulmate helps you to realize, recognize, and connect with your soul. It's a relationship that helps you to realize that you are more than just this human. A soulmate is those relationships that help you to realize that you are more than just this human being having this human experience. Okay? That's what a soulmate does. A soulmate helps you to realize and to really connect with that deeper, more vast part of you. That's what a soulmate actually does. And the reason why I love this picture so much, y'all, my very first understanding of being more than just a human being, I remember me and my best friend Victoria, we had just graduated from high school. And high school, we were in college, and I was coming home. From like a Christmas break or a summer break or something like that. And y'all, it was so funny. We were in the car doing what young people do. We were smoking weed. Y'all remember how it used to be when you used to be smoking weed with one of your good friends? It's 111 over here in Houston. Shout out to this message and this story in that 111, because that's definitely synchronicity. This story that I'm telling y'all is so powerful. But my homegirl Victoria, we were sitting in the car and we were smoking weed. We were at the Galleria Mall. I vividly remember this. These times used to be so much fun. I couldn't do it now, but at that young age, right? 18, 19 years old, this used to be good times, right? So we were in the car smoking weed. We were at the Galleria. We're sitting in the car waiting to go into the mall. And I don't know what was said, but something just was so damn funny. We could not stop laughing. We were laughing so hard. And this was the first time that my spirit had actually did this to me. But I had went into like a trance in a sense, and I was able to see a vision. And what I saw was her and I as light beings, right? I saw us as just pure light. And I saw us sitting together laughing. right? So I didn't see our physical bodies. I didn't see our physical bodies. I saw us as pure light laughing together. And we were literally laughing till our stomach hurts. I had literally moved from outside of my body and into spirit, right? And we looked just like this picture right here. That's kind of how we look, sitting in the car side by side, looking like light. And I remember seeing that and just being so shocked. I don't even think I talked to her about it. It was just something that I had held on to within myself. But it was one of those first experience, y'all, 18, 19 years old, where I realized, oh shit, we are more than just this physical body. And the relationship that I have with her is way deeper than us just being friends in high school, meeting each other in ninth grade. Our relationship is deeper than that. And then as the years went on, I get to see more and more and more and more how deeply connected and how spiritually connected we are. So a soulmate helps you to realize that you are more than just this physical body. It helps you to realize that you are really a sacred, divine light being. I had another experience that's just like that, but with a friend who is not a soulmate. She's really a karmic relationship, right? Another time, very similar story happened. Me and my homegirl Shayna, we are in and I know her and I are a karmic relationship, but what I truly know is that once we do the healing work, once I've been doing the healing work, our relationship has changed. But we were in Austin, Texas, smoking weed in the car. Y'all don't be smoking weed in the car while you driving. It'll mess you up. We're smoking weed in the car, driving, and out of nowhere, super spiritual. See, I shouldn't have told her what I saw because she couldn't handle it. We were smoking weed in the car, and Austin is very hilly, right? It's a lot of like mountains and edges and just craziness. I had never drove on this before, and I guess she had drove on it, but not while she was high. So we're smoking. And again, I get kind of pulled outside of my body to where I have these deep understandings. And this was when I realized that our souls is really like the sun, right? Soul, solar, sun. This is when I realized that. That's why this picture that I'm showing y'all right here is so important, because that's what our soul is actually like. So we're smoking weed, we're in the car driving. It's bright and sunny outside. It's beautiful. And I'm looking up at the sun while driving in the car, and my spirit just told me this message, like our soul is like the sun, or God is like the sun. And this is why in the Bible they used to tell us every head shall bow, right? And so I'm getting this download in the car, we're smoking weed, and every head shall bow. And so it was just like this big aha moment, because y'all, when you look at the sun, you can't look at the sun for long, right? When the sun is out nice and bright, it's between like 12, 1, 2 o'clock, and the sun is bright. You can't keep your head up and looking at the sun. No, you bow your head. You don't, until you got into spirituality, right? When you got into spirituality, that's when they started to tell you about sun gazing. And they still tell you to this day, do not look at the sun when it is bright and at its highest point in the sky. You need to look either in the early morning, or you need to look in the early evening. That's when you look at the sun. So we're high, and I'm looking at the sun, and I'm like, oh shit, our sun is like the soul. Our sun is like God. And that's why the Bible says, when you come to the sun, every knee shall bow. Very crazy ass experience. And then I tell her ass, why did I tell her, y'all? I don't know. She was not ready. I tell her this download that I just received. We're like 20 or something at this time. I tell her the download that I received. She starts having a full-blown panic attack. Now, mind you, we high. So I'm absorbing all of these spiritual things, right? Side note, this is why you don't need to be smoking weed, drinking alcohol, and doing all of these things so consistently, because you won't get those spiritual downloads and those spiritual messages that are supposed to come through in those moments. So I'm not a smoker like that or a drinker like that, but we were having a good time. I tell her, she starts having a full-blown panic attack. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta stop driving. I gotta stop driving. Y'all, I've never drove in Austin on these hills, and I'm high, and I just had this major download, and you're having an anxiety attack. Like, oh my God. Fortunately, I got us to our destination, but that was another one of those times where I realized what the soul is. It's a bright, shining light. It's a star. It's the sun. It's this infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom, so on and so forth. And so a soulmate is a person who helps you to realize and recognize that you are more than just your physical body. You are more than just a human. They help you to realize and recognize that you are a soul having a human experience. They help you to realize that you are a divine being having a human experience. All right. Now, my homegirl Shayna that I just told y'all about, who had the anxiety attack, I'm going to tell y'all a little bit as to why she is not my soulmate, right? Because a soulmate, there are some important things that have to happen in order for a person to be your soulmate. Y'all want to get into it? Y'all let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. I want to make sure that we get that first part, that a soulmate helps you to realize and recognize your soul. They help you to realize and recognize that you are more than just this human being. Have y'all had relationships like that, to where, you have a relationship with someone and then you just realize, like, oh shit, we are so much more than just these regular people. You have some relationships with people that keep you strictly on the human, right? You got some relationship, like the people that you go to work with, right? They keep you so locked down in your humanity that you forget how powerful, how divine you are. Then you got these twin flame relationships, right? Or you have that twin flame relationship where the relationship is just hot and they show you the very best aspects of yourself and the very worst aspects of yourself. Then we have what we call a kindred spirit. These are the people like y'all in the chat, right? We are all kindred spirits. We probably come from the same planet, right? We probably, both come from Atlantis or Lemuria, right? We just understand each other, in a spiritual essence. We just understand each other. We get each other. Now, the relationship with a kindred spirit, it may not last long, right? It may not last long. It may not stand the test of time, but the relationship is not like, it doesn't end toxically. Like, there are some of y'all who are on this chat right now. We are kindred spirits, but maybe next year while I'm going live on YouTube, you'll be nowhere to be found. And that's okay. That's okay. We spend our time together. We get to know each other, so on and so forth, and then we move forward, right? I like that. Infinite Eternity said karmic soulmates are real too. Yes. Like I said in about 2 videos ago, all relationships are karmic. Okay? All relationships are karmic, because what is karma? Karma simply means cause and effect. Karma means cause and effect. Because this happened, this is the effect. Okay? So all relationships have karma intermingled in them. That's just the facts, right? That's just the facts, right? So, boom. Who is a soulmate? First, y'all need to understand that soulmates can be your friends, they can be your family, or they can be your partners. Hell, I should have also added in here your dogs, your cats, your snakes, and your lizards, because they can be your soulmates as well. Okay? I love this, because Diana Ross and Tracy Ellis Ross, definitely soulmates. If you ever just if you ever just observe how they engage with each other, it's so powerful, it's so beautiful, it's so sacred. Clearly, Gail and Oprah, soulmates, y'all. Your friends, your family members, even some of your partners can be your soulmate. Stop always thinking that a soulmate has to be someone that you are boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and wife with. Yes, they can be that too, but your soulmate can be your very best friend. Your soulmate can be your mother. Your soulmate can be your children. Like Eileen said, I have many. especially my children, my mom, my brother and sister. These connections are deep, and our astrology is interconnected too. Okay. So y'all have to understand that you don't have just one soulmate, you can have multiple soulmates. And that's one of the differences between a twin flame, right? A twin flame is that one soul that has separated into masculine and feminine form. The soulmate, you have multiple people who help you to realize and recognize that you are a soul being having a human experience. But I'm going to tell you some of the deeper ways that we are able to recognize, oh shit, this is one of my soulmates. Okay. A soulmate can be your best friend. A soulmate can be your brother. A soulmate can be your sister. A soulmate can be your child. They just help you to understand that you are deeper, that you are more than the experience that you are having. Okay. That is what they do. So one of the first things, okay, one of the first things that you need to understand when it comes down to a soulmate that is so good is boom, the relationship can stand the test of time. The relationship can stand the test of time. So some of y'all who are saying, yeah, that was my soulmate, but the relationship is ended, but the relationship is done, but the so on and so forth. To me, that's not a soulmate. That's probably more of a karmic relationship, okay? Because one of the very key aspects that is at play when we're dealing with a soulmate family, one of the very key aspects that is at play is that this person can hold space for you over time. Meaning, as you change, as you grow, as you evolve, as you become a different person, this person's presence is still powerful in your life. This person is still with you through thick and through thin. Okay? As you grow from childhood to teenager to adulthood to when you get married, to when you have children, to when you are at the of your life, this person or these people are still very present, are still very prominent in your life. Okay. So as we see here, some of my favorite soulmates, Beyonce and Kelly Rowland, they've been friends since they were they've been friends since they were damn kids, clearly. And through teenager, through adulthood, through their celebrity, through all of that stuff, their relationship still remains solid. Soulmate relationships can withstand the test of time. Zoe says, what if you met them as you were a child? Okay, what if you met them as you were a child? Yeah, what if you met them as you were a child? They can still be your soulmate. Here's the thing. You don't have to talk to them every single day, right? You don't have to talk to the people every single day. You don't have to see them multiple times a year and so on and so forth. That's the powerful thing about a soulmate. It can stand the test of time and space. Okay. I got a homegirl named Taylor who is truly one of my soulmates, right? We call each other soul sisters. We met each other 12 years ago. 12 years ago was when we first met, and we have been, really inseparable ever since. We don't talk every day. She lives in Georgia. I live in Houston. And anytime we talk, anytime we connect, it's as if we're back in 2008, 2009, just being real with y'all. So even if you met them as a child, though, that's fine. When you reconnect with them, when y'all have those conversations again, does it still feel like love? Does it still feel, that special, magical, sacred relationship, right? Because that's what a soulmate is. A soulmate can stand the test of time. It doesn't matter how you've changed. It doesn't matter how you've grown. It doesn't matter how your life or situation is now something different. Y'all's relationship remains the same. Okay. So now knowing that, do y'all have a relationship? Y'all let me know in the chat. Do y'all have a relationship with someone and the relationship has been able to stand the test of time? 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Do y'all have that? Let me know. Let me know if y'all have that. Never talked to them since we stopped talking at 10 because it was toxic. Yeah, I don't know if that's a soulmate, Divine Zoe, if I'm just being real with you. I don't know if that's a soulmate. Y'all stopped talking at 10 because it was toxic. First of all, how is a relationship toxic at 10? That's amazing. That's amazing within itself. I don't see, here's the thing. Some of these relationships that you think are soulmates are really just karmic relationships. You're just supposed to learn a lesson. Here's a great example of that. I got a homegirl. I'll keep on talking to y'all about homegirls because your close friendships do mean a lot, right? So, a girl that I went to high school with, we were inseparable in high school. And we were cool. But right when we went to college, not even right when we went to college, I would say probably like my junior year in college, I started to notice how we were just very different and how we were moving in different trajectories in our lives. Now we are still acquaintances to this day. I still have her number. She still has my number, and we have some of the same friends, right? But I'm just not going to call you to talk about stuff, right? I'm just not going to we're just not there anymore. It's just not that. And the times when we have come together, because it's one of our mutual friends' birthdays or so on and so forth, I just feel like we are so we're so different and our energies don't necessarily align. So it's just a no for me, right? It's just a no for me. If you just met your soulmate, that's fine, right? I just met my soulmate in a partner 4 years ago. Exactly. So now, the test of time will really let you know, oh, wow, this is really someone who has helped me to realize and recognize my soul. This is someone who has really helped me to realize and recognize and actually grow closer to my soul. The ultimate goal of humanity is for us to connect more fully with our soul. That's what we're here to do. So when we're saying, okay, I'm getting more aligned with my higher self, I'm connecting with my higher self, I'm becoming one with my higher self, that is what we are actually doing. And so a soulmate is someone who really encourages that and supports that, and they hold space for you connecting with your higher self. Okay. And so even if you just met someone today or yesterday, as the years go by, your relationship may change, right? The person may be your partner. Y'all may be in an intimate relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend, husband, wife, partnership, whatever. Whether you stay together or not, there's still a love there. There's still a respect there. There's this mutual caring and affection and respect for each other. That's the difference. See, when a relationship is karmic, and let's say they're your friend or they're your partner, this is when it's toxic, right? It's unhealthy. All right. And it seems like there's no really repairing that. Or when you repair it, you just know, you know what, I'm done. You're not for me. When we're talking about a soulmate, we're talking about, okay, you may have those challenging moments. You may argue, you may disagree, but you know that your life would not be the same if this person was not in it, right? You have this knowing, this intuitive feeling that this person has to be a part of your life. And so you are going to do the internal work and they are going to do the internal work for y'all to remain in relationship. Okay? And that's a major difference between a karmic relationship. Some of y'all have karmic relationships where stuff happened and you like, no, I'm good on you. I'm good on you. I'm gonna forgive. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna move on. But you are not somebody that I want to be in any form of relationship with. I'm good on you. And if you feel that way, I don't think that that is a soulmate, because when you made a soulmate, this person is integral to your soul. They hold a specific space for you. Okay? Let's see what some of y'all are saying. Yes, I have someone that been with me through good and bad and always saw and always knew my soul over 20 years. The only one that stayed rooting for me through my addiction and still in my life today. Yes, that's a soulmate, Shamika. That's a soulmate. Such a beautiful relationship, and you got to make sure to honor that. That segues perfectly into the next quality of a soulmate, which is reciprocation. This is me and my best friend Victoria, who is also my soulmate. That's my daddy's arm. Clearly, the relationship is a real one. My daddy, this is my daddy arm. This was on my birthday, right? We had a 90s birthday party. This is my daddy's arm coming through, taking a picture of us. Why is he taking the picture? He didn't do that with any other friends of mine. But with me and Victoria, he taking that picture. Why is he taking it? He's taking it because he knows the years. He knows the years that we have been friends, the years that we have been peanut butter and jelly, right? The years that we have been connected at the hip. Okay? Right? He knows how deep our relationship is. He knows how deep our love is. And so that's why he's taking that picture like that. He like, this is a very precious moment. All right? My girl, my ride or die, literally, for real. But one of the biggest things this is the one who, y'all, I said we were in the car smoking weed and I saw us laughing together. That's her. We were in the car smoking. I saw us laughing as light beings together and was just like, oh my God, it was so divine. But even through our life experiences, there were times where I questioned, like, is our relationship really that sacred, or is it just two homegirls or whatever? So let me say this. When it comes to a soulmate family, there's always going to be a past life connection. There's always going to be a past life connection. Okay? And it's so funny because I feel like in a past life, I was probably Victoria's husband and she was probably my wife. That's how I feel. And actually, it's funny enough, when I picked her up for this picture, I had a flash of that. I had a quick flash of that. Okay? But in soulmates, there's always going to be a past life experience that actually connects you. And this is why it's like an instant connection. When me and Victoria first met each other, 8th grade, it was an instant connection, absolutely inseparable. Her and another one of my close friends were me and Victoria every weekend, every Friday, we spending the night at each other's house every time. Like, no questions asked about it. And that was from 8th grade until we went off to college. We went to the same college together. And then when we graduated from college, we moved in and we lived together. We bought our first apartment together. Okay. Absolutely inseparable. And we had another group of friends that was around us, but her and I, we always knew it was me and her, right? We always knew that we had a deeper understanding. So when you're trying to figure out if somebody is a soulmate, I want you to really look into and see if you can observe and feel into a past life with them. And this is not difficult to do, family. You can figure that out in meditation, right? You can figure that out by simply going into meditation, pulling up that person's energy. Don't focus on what they look like, right? Don't focus on what they look like. Focus on their energy. Talk to their energy. Talk to the subconscious mind, and you'll be able to determine that and realize that. But Victoria, so I was having questions on like our relationship because something had happened to where I was like, I don't know if our relationship will ever really be the same. Right. And it was because I was working through, I've been into spirituality, doing work and things like that. So I was really questioning and like looking at her like, is she really, my person? Is she really a part of me in a very deep, sacred, spiritual way? And my spirit has said, yes. Do not allow your trauma, your triggers, and all of that to stop you from figuring this out with somebody who is so important to your soul. So, so many things had happened, right? And one thing about a soulmate, family, let me save that. Let me save that because I when I see Victoria, I receive so many downloads about a soulmate, right? But one thing that is so important is reciprocation. Family, if you feel like you're always giving, and you're not receiving that love back, family, that is probably not your soulmate. More than likely, that relationship is a karmic relationship. Okay? But here's something that I had to learn about a soulmate relationship. What I had to learn about a soulmate relationship is that the way a person loves you may not be the same way that you love them. The way a person gives you love may not be the way that they receive love from you. And when you can accept that, this is when your love, your relationship, your soulmate, this is when the relationship will flourish, right? What Victoria gives to me is not exactly what I give to her because she has her gifts, she has her talents, she has her strengths. And then I have my gifts, I have my talents, I have my strengths. And so what we give to each other is based off of what our strengths and what our weaknesses are. So in terms of Victoria, how I love her and how I give to her is a very spiritual and intuitive ear. I help her to be able to recognize some of the spiritual aspects at play. What she does for me is she gives me a very human, practical understanding of things. All right. She is the person that kind of grounds me out where I, in a sense, help to raise her up in her consciousness. And when I understood that, our relationship has flourished so much because a part of the issue with a challenge that we had in our relationship was I wanted her to be giving to me what I was giving to her, and that's not what she is here to do. See, a part of the issue that y'all are having in relationships is that you have an expectation of a person. You want them to do this specific thing for you, and that's not what they've come here to do at the soul level. See, what Victoria does for me in my human is so important to me at the soul level. Here's an example of this. Victoria was present when we gave birth to our son KJ. She was there. And she held such a sacred space as I was about to go into labor, right? She'd come to the house. She'd clean the house like nobody else, right? She'd clean the house like nobody else. Okay? She's gonna take all of the pictures, make sure she capture every moment of that is important for me, right? She when it came down to our children, my kids are my everything, right? But Victoria, she's the only person, she's one of two. I have two friends. She's one of them. She's one of my only friends who I would trust to watch my kids. She comes through the clutch, right? For example, Dream and I wanted to go to Brother Panic and Khadijah's lecture, February 2020. Valentine's Day was their lecture. My mother was supposed to babysit the kids, but we had a loss in the family and she had to travel to go to the funeral. And so we done already booked our hotel. We done already planned everything for this Valentine's Day to go to Brother Panic and Khadijah's soulmate lecture. Actually, we had already planned everything. I called Victoria. I said, V, I need a babysitter. We done already planned this. This is something major for us. It's something that we really want to do. Can you watch the kids on Valentine's Day? She said, oh, girl, yeah, don't worry. We got it. So her and her husband and their child came to our house and babysat our kids on Valentine's Day. What? See, people that don't really love you, they're not going to come through in the clutch like that for you to do something that is important. It was important. Let me tell y'all how deep Dream and I going to that lecture was. One, that was the first time that we met Panic and Khadijah in person. So that was very important. Two, at that lecture, we met our friend and sister who also became our business manager, Felicia. At that lecture, we met Felicia, and Felicia is the person who makes our websites. She's the person who makes everything for the Master Student Conference. If you came to the Master Student Conference live, she was the person at the table who was taking your tickets and making sure that everything ran perfectly, making sure that everything ran smoothly so Dream and I could prepare to get on stage and do our thing. So Victoria making the sacrifice to come and watch our kids on Valentine's Day so that we can go to a lecture opened up. That's how we got to the Master Student Conference. That's a soulmate, though. A soulmate is going to make sacrifices. A soulmate is going to reciprocate. A soulmate is going to show up for you to make sure that you make it to a divine appointment. So like with Victoria, in her everyday life, when things are happening with her family or with her husband or with her kids, and she needs a spiritual understanding on what's taking place, she knows she can call me. And that's how I'm going to give to her. She's going to give to me. I can say, girl, how do you keep your house so damn clean, right? Because her house stays spick and span, absolutely clean. Girl, how do you do it? Okay, girl, this is what you got to do. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this. Okay, girl, I need to put my kids in daycare. I don't know where to send them. I don't know who to trust with them. She says, okay, girl, bring them to my daycare, right? Bring them to the daycare that I'm the assistant director at, and I'm going to give y'all a discount. Okay? That's a soulmate. Reciprocation. But you need to understand how that love, that reciprocation actually manifests. Because if you don't understand that, you'll be mad at a person that has your absolute best interests at heart, but because you want them to give to you in a specific way, you miss out on the blessing of that person. So I had to realize who Victoria is to me. She's a soulmate, and she helps me at the soul level when it comes down to dealing with my kids, when it comes down to dealing with my household, when it comes down to these very important aspects of my humanity. She serves me. But when it comes down to her mental, when it comes down to her emotional, when it comes down to her spiritual, I serve her. So absolutely, our relationship is balanced and it is reciprocation. All right? Check. Let me know in the chat if y'all understand that aspect of a soulmate. So far, we got a soulmate relationship can stand the test of time. Me and Victoria have been friends since 2008. I done took years off of us. We've been friends since actually 2005. We've been friends since 2005. 2008 has been my homegirl, Taylor. I should have put a picture of Taylor. Oh my goodness. Now I feel some type of way. I should have put a picture of my girl, Taylor. I'm about to go find one. Because I got to let y'all know. I got to let y'all know what it is. I gotta let y'all know what it is so that y'all can get these blessings, man. Cause some of y'all, you got some very powerful and important people in your life, baby. You got some important people in your life, but you're not recognizing it for whatever reason. You want them to be somebody else that they're not meant to be. You gotta see, that's the thing about a soulmate. A soulmate is going to allow you to be who you divinely are. That's what a soulmate is going to do. Okay? A soulmate is going to hold a very sacred, a very powerful space for you. That's what a soulmate is going to do. Okay? And so you got to recognize that. You got to honor that. Some of y'all don't honor your relationships because you want a person to be somebody that they're not. Okay? Please respect who a person is and how they serve your life. Respect who a person is and how they serve your soul. You have to do that. Okay? You have to do that. You have to honor how a person is serving your soul. Okay? I want y'all to feel that. I want y'all to smoke a bag of that. Okay? Because when you do, you are going to grow. You are going to grow. This is your soulmate relationships may be damn near more important than your twin flame relationship because some of y'all can't withstand the heat of a twin flame. Okay? So your soulmate relationship gives you that trial and error, so to speak. That soulmate relationship gives you that trial and error with getting it right. Listen, when Dream and I first got together, I told y'all I was living with Victoria. Victoria and I was living together. Girl, listen, my best friend is such a soulmate, y'all. She was not tripping on me because I tell y'all, you know, Dream and I were in fairy tale land for real. We were in fairy tale land, and honey, he took up all my time. I mean, he snatched me up from Victoria. See, some of y'all got soulmates, right? Soulmate friends, and they be, you know, they be maybe they not your soulmate. Let me say that. Some of y'all got soulmate friends that be, you know, you get in a relationship or whatever. You get in a relationship or whatever, and they like, damn, you just switching up. You just changing up the game. You ain't even the same person that you used to be. Victoria never did me like that. Okay? When Dream and I got together and we were in fairy tale land and we were just, you know, we had shut everybody. We had kind of, it was just us, baby. Let me just tell y'all. Victoria never made me feel bad about finding deep, powerful love. Never. Never. Right? In fact, she supported it. She was like, go, girl. Yes. She was like, girl, I can't wait till I find that. And I want to say maybe a year or two later, she actually ended up finding her partner, her life partner. And as couples, we have been inseparable ever since. Okay. So if you got a best friend, y'all, who has just found love, please don't judge her when she is drunk in love, like Beyonce would say. When she is drunk in love, don't judge her. Don't exclude her from stuff. Don't be like, oh, I ain't gonna tell her what we doing because she ain't gonna come anyways. Because you know she only want to be with her man. Don't be like that. Don't be like that because you're gonna block off your own blessings. All right? Don't be like that. You're gonna block your own blessing. Let me see what you're talking about. My soulmate, she came to Texas from Flint before the birth of my daughter for 2 weeks because my mom couldn't come. What I realized was she was the one to come. Absolutely. Don't feel bad because I said my best friend of 12 years was my soulmate, and she corrected me and said it has been 17 years. Exactly. Okay, we got besties on here. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank y'all for being here. So true. So true. Victoria, when we were just having Kim, right? When we were just getting ready to have Kim, first of all, we were pregnant together. If some of y'all follow me on Instagram, if you don't, you should. D-Ray underscore the healing coach. Victoria, we were both pregnant. We took pregnancy pictures together wearing the same pajamas. We were both just pregnant together. Her son is 2 months younger than Kimmy. And so, no, more than 2 months. Wait, Kimmy was born at the end of December. He was born at the beginning of February. So maybe 3 months, right? Um, yeah, about 3 months. She came over my house, pregnant as hell, y'all, and put together Kimmy's swing. Oh my gosh, she came over and did everything. Kimmy was already due. I was big pregnant. We was at the final stretch of my pregnancy, right? Victoria came over while she was pregnant, put together Kimmy's swing, folded all of Kimmy's new clothes, put it in her drawer. She got me all the way together and organized, and she was pregnant at the same damn time, right? She was pregnant at the same time. Amazing, absolutely amazing, and absolutely just love, right? It was just love, y'all. You can't take that love for granted because you got your own traumas and shit that you ain't dealt with. So you take that love for granted, right? Let me show y'all. See, some of y'all be taking y'all love for granted because you got unresolved trauma. And that's the shit you got to watch out for. Because some of y'all have a hard time receiving love. I know. I thought somebody else was my soulmate that I love and I care about. But if you can't receive love, then we can't be in a relationship. Look, that's me and Victoria right there. Pregnant. Okay. Toni Morrison liking my reel. Pregnant in a mug. That's us. And it's funny because I always knew that we was going to be pregnant at the same time. I always knew that we was going to be pregnant at the same damn time. Look, that's us again right here. Look, boom. That's us again right there. Pregnant. Always knew we was going to be pregnant at the same time. I just love it. That picture says sacred sisterhood is cultivated through honesty, vulnerability, and truth. Love that. That's us. That's us. That's real love. Don't pass up on real love because you traumatized. And that's what I was about to do with Victoria. Right? That's what I was about to do with Victoria. She had did something that rubbed me the wrong way. And I had to, it's so funny, y'all. It's so funny because when it comes down to, it seems like to me when it comes down to girlfriends, when it comes down to girlfriends, if you truly value the relationship, you are going to put some of that bullshit to the side and you're going to come to some sort of resolve. Okay? You just have to. And that's something that I learned with Victoria. Look. Let me show y'all this. She's sitting on the floor. Putting together the damn baby swing and pregnant. Look at that. What her pregnant self doing? Being a soulmate. That's what she was doing. Being a soulmate. That's what she was doing. Okay. So many times, family, your soulmate, your close friend or whatever will trigger you. And you want to be quick to say something like, oh no, I'm just cut her off. You know what? I'm done. You know what I mean? That's what I was about to do. But my spirit had to check me. My spirit chin checked me. My spirit was like, what you talking about? Cutting her off. That's been your best friend since 2005. You better get it together and get on the phone. And so I had to humble myself. And I had to call her and I said, hey, when this happened, it really hurt me. It really bothered me. And you know what my soulmate bestie did? She said, I'm sorry. That was not my intentions. I didn't mean to hurt you. She said something that was so damn deep. She said, you calling me and telling me that I hurt your feelings proves to me how real and how deep our relationship is. And when we had that conversation, I was like, damn, this is really one of my soulmates on a very deep spiritual healing level. Okay? See, people who send subliminal messages, that's not a soulmate, right? People who can't tell you when you've hurt them, when there's some confusion, when you triggered them and things like that, and y'all can come to a healthy resolve. That's not a soulmate, family. That's a karmic relationship. Okay? When that happened and she said, I apologize for hurting you, that wasn't my intention. And I had to say, thank you so much for that. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for listening. And this is what we are going to do moving forward. That's when I realized, like, okay, this is a real one. This is someone who is good for my soul. A soulmate. Let's keep going. Here's something else that a soulmate is always going to do for you. You ready? Y'all ready for the next one? Y'all let me know in the chat. Y'all let me know in the chat. Y'all ready for the next one? Y'all have that black and white on, yin and yang, balance. I see you. Exactly, Shamika. Yep. I had on a black bra. She had on a white one. Absolute balance. Yes. Love that. Both of y'all looking beautiful and glowing. Thank you. That's my girl. Love her so deeply. Ever Evolving Honey says, I love and appreciate my soulmate bestie. I love her. We've been through it and we have empowered each other from the gate. And that's how we made it out alive. Definitely serves my soul in all the right ways. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. You know it's a soulmate when it serves your soul in all the right ways. In all the right ways. And what I do want y'all to know, I'm just showing y'all women, right? I'm just showing y'all some of the women for now, but you can also have a soulmate that is of the opposite sex and it be strictly platonic. Let me say that. You can have a soulmate who is of the opposite sex and the relationship be platonic. But with that, you have to be conscious of your partner. If you are married, right? Or if you have an intimate relationship with someone who is your person or whatever, that doesn't mean that you don't have other soulmates that may be of a different sex, but you have to just respect your relationship and understand what is good for your partnership, the one that matters the most, and what is not. So also understand that it just doesn't have to be with someone who is of the same sex, right? Boom. Here's the other part of a soulmate relationship. This is such a big one. Such a big one. And that is non-judgment. Have either of y'all watched B. Simone and Megan Brooks? They have a new podcast called Know For Sure. And these two are besties, right? They've been best friends since elementary school or like middle school or something. They've been best friends for a long time. So they've seen each other through a lot of bullshit. Okay. And so, here's the thing. A person is not your soulmate, family, if they judge you. If they judge you, oh girl, now now here's the difference. Let me say this. Judgment and accountability are not the same. Judgment and accountability are not the same. Okay? So like when I observe B. Simone and her best friend Megan Brooks on their podcast, and they express how they've been in a relationship since middle school, I can see how the non-judgment is a major part of their relationship success. Same thing with my best friends right here. I got Taylor. This was at the Master Student Conference. Taylor popped up. She came to see me at the Master Student Conference because she's one of my soulmates. We even kind of look alike, right? But I knew Taylor was one of my soulmates from college because, baby, in college, honey, I did a lot of shit. She did a lot of shit. We did a lot of shit that easily could be judged, easily can say, girl, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know, shit like that. And never, ever, ever, not once did Taylor make me feel ashamed or vice versa. Okay? See, a soulmate is not going to judge you for your shit. A soulmate is going to have compassion for you and hold space for your healing work. Taylor and Victoria are two of my friends who have seen me at very down, low moments and have seen me to who I am right now. They've seen me as for who I am right now as well. And they've accepted me for who I am, going from being a person who was in the church, who was all the way Christian and thinking that I was going to be a first lady of a church. I literally thought that I was going to be a first lady of a church, y'all. And then when I broke free from that, easily, my friends could have looked at me like, you ain't going to church no more? You ain't believing in the same old stories that we believe in? They easily could have judged me, condemned me, or made me feel any of those ways. Never, not once did they do that. And that is the sign of a soulmate. If you are in a relationship with someone, whether it's your friendship, partner, or whatever, and they are judgmental and they are condemning and things like that, it's probably not a soulmate. Just keeping it real with y'all. Okay? I like what East Tea Tree just said. Peace, sis. She said, my daughter is my soulmate. Definitely. That's real. I feel like my daughter is my soulmate too. Definitely. So one thing about a soulmate relationship, family, is that there's going to be non-judgment. But here's the key. Let me tell y'all something important. If you cannot be vulnerable with this person, first of all, you have internal work to do. Because if you are afraid of being vulnerable and talking about your shortcomings, your fuck-ups, your failures, if you are afraid of expressing that to that person, it's probably not your soulmate. And the reason why it's probably not your soulmate is because you are afraid of being judged, right? If you could express something vulnerable, right? I did this, I did that, I messed up, I did this, whatever it is. If you could express that to a person, that means that you are ready and willing to bear it all. You are ready and willing to bear your soul. You are ready and willing to be completely naked and be seen by this person. Okay? Soulmate relationships require vulnerability. If you're not able to be vulnerable, I personally don't feel like the relationship is a soulmate relationship. If you're not able to express, okay, this hurt me, this trauma has affected me, this is the result of that trauma, this is the result of those emotions, right? It's probably not a soulmate. Here's another thing. If you can't share your wins with a person, it is probably not your soulmate. Never with these ladies right here. And then as I observe B. Simone and her best friend, they celebrate each other. Some of y'all got friends who you will tell them something. You'll tell them something great that's happening in your life. Okay? You tell them something great that's happening in your life. And for a split second, you can feel the dissatisfaction. You can feel the hate. You can feel the judgment. You can feel the energy of, I wish that was me. Why it got to be her? Why it got to be him? That's not a soulmate, family. That's a karmic relationship. I know some of y'all have friends in your circle like that, right? I just told y'all a girl from my past who we grew up, we were in high school together, we were friends, we were kicking it, we were good. Every time I showed up with a win, she tried to throw dirt on my name. Every time. And that's when I had realized, okay, you're just not for me, right? Just recently, we were at Victoria's birthday pool party. We kicking it. I got Dream and our kids there. Why this girl decides she want to bring up some stuff from high school? What's the point of you bringing up some stuff from high school? And then the way that you're conveying the story is not even true. It's not even valid. But you're bringing it up because I showed up here with a beautiful family, with a husband that loves me, with beautiful kids who are smart, who are courageous, who are just amazing. And instead of you being able to really celebrate that with me, you want to try to throw shade. You want to try to throw dirt on my name. That's not a soulmate, okay? If y'all are in relationships with people where you are celebrating a win, an accomplishment, a manifestation, or something like that, and they want to dim your light, okay? They want to say something that takes away from how you are showing up or how you are winning. It's not a soulmate. It's a karmic relationship, and it's not a healthy relationship. This is the type of person that you need to separate yourself from, okay? I pulled up in the Lincoln Navigator. She's going to say, oh, I didn't know you had that car. Does it matter that you knew that I had the car now? Why not just say, I like your car? But you can't do that. You can't do that because the energy is not of love. Have any of y'all ever had an experience like that? Y'all ever had an experience like that where you think this person is your friend, you think this person is your family, you think that this person is someone important in your life, but when you show up with wins, when you show up with manifestations, when you're doing something great, when you're doing something amazing, they seem to have to sprinkle a little bit of hate on it, or got to divert the attention. It's crazy. It's crazy. But when you can see that, when you could observe that, that's how you will know where to place a person and what to do with them. Okay? You just know. You just get it. You just like, okay, I see you. I'm good on you. I know where we are. I know who you are. And you know what? Here's the thing about those relationships. You don't even have to coach them or teach them how to be a better friend. You don't have to teach them or coach them on how to be a better friend. You just separate yourself. I'm not going to see like with Victoria, when I had to come and say, okay, sis, this bothered me, this da-da-da-da-da, she means that much to me. When you have a soulmate, they mean so much to you that you're going to address the situation so that you can move forward. A person is not your soulmate if you don't feel the need to address the things that are uncomfortable. See, in soulmate relationships, you have to be willing to have uncomfortable, challenging conversations. If you aren't willing to be vulnerable and say, this hurt me, this bothered me. If you aren't willing to say that, family, that's not your soulmate. See, a soulmate, you're going to be willing to be naked. You're going to be willing to bear it all. You're going to be willing to say, I didn't like this. This caused me to feel this type of way. You're going to be willing to do that because there's value in that relationship. But if you say, you know what, nah, I'm just cutting you off. Now, here's the thing. You have to pay attention to your traumas. Because some of y'all, like I said earlier, some of y'all are cutting off valuable relationships that are useful to you at the soul level because of your trauma, because you don't want to face yourself. Okay? So you have to be able to know and identify the difference between those people, those relationships, those connections. If you can see how a person serves you at the soul level, if you can see how a person helps you to grow closer to your higher self, closer to your sacred self, if you can see that and observe that, you need to be willing to be vulnerable and wear your emotions on your sleeve. Okay? You have to be willing to do that. If you're not willing to do that, you are going to keep on losing people who are beneficial to your growth as a divine, sacred soul being. All right. Let me show y'all one more soulmate relationship that means so much to me. Let me show y'all one more soulmate relationship that means so much to me. And it's this one. Boom. Can y'all guess who that is? Look at the faces. Who is that? Who is that? Look at the faces. Who is that to me? Can y'all tell? Let me know in the chat. Who y'all think that is? Look close. Yep, Love and B, that is my brother. That's that guy. Look at us. That's my brother who holds one of the most sacred spaces in my heart. Okay? He holds one of the most sacred spaces in my heart. I love this guy so freaking much. Okay? So much so that it so much so, honey, my brother. He's a soulmate of mine. He's a soulmate of mine. And it takes a very spiritually mature person to not become jealous of the relationship that we have. Okay? It takes, see, especially when it comes to family, right? When it comes to having a family member who is your soulmate, people outside of that, people who want that type of connection can become very jealous, very envious of that connection. Me and my brother, one of the things that let me know that he was my soulmate was, one, we've experienced so much trauma together. Okay? We experienced so much trauma together, from our mother and father getting a divorce to being held hostage, right? To seeing our mother in multiple abusive relationships, to our father barely being able to take care of us, but deciding that he was going to have more children, right? We've been through so much shit together. But one of the things that really let me know that he was one of my soulmates, y'all, was that we were always able to laugh away the hurt. We were always able to laugh through. We were always able to laugh through our heartache and heartbreak. Do y'all know and understand how much of a gift it is to laugh? I think sometimes we take laughing for granted. I think sometimes we take laughing for granted. And I don't. I don't. I don't take my brother for granted. I don't take laughter for granted because I know what it has done for my soul. Think about that. Think about how healing laughter is. Have y'all ever thought about how healing laughter is? How necessary laughter is? Y'all let me know. Laughter. My brother and I, we will laugh about the same shit over and over and over again. It doesn't matter. Dream be like, damn, y'all laughing about the movie Friday again? That's how I know y'all 90s babies. That's the type of stuff Dream would say. Y'all laughing about Friday again? We will laugh every single time because it's healing and it's necessary, right? Laughter is so good for the soul. And every time my brother and I, every time we talk on the phone, every time we see each other in person, doesn't matter where we are, what we doing, who we with, we are going to laugh. When's the last time y'all laughed? I mean a good laugh. And I'll be honest with y'all, it's kind of hard to make me laugh. It's hard to make me laugh, right? I'm trying to do a better job at not being so serious, right? I'm trying to do a better job at not being so serious. But because of my energy imprint, let's just say, right? Because I'm always like very psychological. I'm always thinking about the mind. I'm always kind of figuring out what things mean on a deeper level. Because I'm always so deep, and I don't know if this is just me, maybe some of y'all are like this as well. But because I'm always so deep and kind of so serious, my brother always coming through and making me laugh, it feeds my soul. Okay? It feeds my soul. Think about in movies, right? Think about in movies. We've seen this in movies where, an old lady will be in a nursing home or something like that. And one of her old friends will come and visit her. And they would just laugh, laugh, laugh. And the old lady will forget that she's even, on her deathbed or something like that. That's just so important, y'all. Never take that for granted. Never take that laughter for granted. You know what? I'm gonna start laughing more. Y'all remember that girl that was on it's a girl. What was her name, babe? Hilarious or something? Hilarious. This is how she used to spell her name. We had her on Sunday service once. Hilarious. Meaning laughter, healing yourself through laughter. Healing yourself through laughter. If something is hilarious, it has the power to heal you. And that's what my brother gives to me. That's what my brother gives to me. He allows me to heal at the soul level through laughter. And he don't even got to try. He don't even got to try. Him just being himself. Him just letting his soul shine, which is a gift of our relationship, right? Which is a gift of our relationship. But him just letting him just being him heals me. And that's a soulmate. A person just being who they divinely are. A person just letting their light shine, having the ability to support your healing. Like Angel Face just said, laughter is the best medicine. And I tell you, if someone could make you laugh, I want you to reflect on all of the other qualities that I presented, right? If somebody can make you laugh to your belly hurts, and they are reciprocal. They reciprocate the energy, right? They don't judge you, right? They're accepting of you, of all of you. And the relationship can stand the test of time. That person is probably one of your soulmates. If the relationship can stand the test of time, if the relationship is reciprocal, if the relationship heals you at the soul level and helps you to connect to your soul, your sacred self on a very deep level, if there's laughter within the relationship, if there's acceptance within the relationship, this person is probably your soulmate. If you have that in your life, family, I want you to honor it. And honoring it means that you hold that relationship in high regard, right? It means you don't let little petty human things come in between you and that person. It means you are willing to have the difficult conversations. You are willing to have the vulnerable conversations because that relationship has that much value to you as a soul. Do we understand? Okay. You need these relationships for the development of you as you are on this human journey. Okay. So stop taking people for granted. You take people for granted when you allow these little triggers to make you think in your mind that you're going to cut them off, that you're going to stop messing with them. Cutting a person off should not be your first line of defense when dealing with somebody that you love. If this person has helped you to grow closer to God, your higher self, your sacred self, you need to allow yourself to be vulnerable, have those difficult conversations, because this person means something to you spiritually. Okay? And if this person is really who you think they are, and you allow yourself to be vulnerable, they are going to show up for you in ways that you couldn't even imagine. All right. And when you have that moment of realization of who they are, express it to them. Let them know that you love them. Let them know that you care about them. Let them know that you value them. Okay. That's my time for y'all today. Listen, if y'all need some spiritual accountability, make sure y'all tune in to Dream and I's Patreon page. Some of y'all be cutting people off left and right. Some of y'all don't know who your soulmates are. Some of y'all can't seem to cultivate healthy relationships. And if you need support with that, go to Patreon. Dream and I have a new Patreon tier called One-on-One Spiritual Accountability. And that's where once or twice a month, you'll have a one-on-one conversation with me and Dream, or just me, or just Dream. But we're here for y'all, and we really want y'all to get to that next level in your spirituality, get to that next level within your humanity, and holding yourself accountable is very important in order to do that. Especially in your relationships, family. Relationships are everything. Relationships are everything. If you don't have relationships, you don't have nothing. Okay? I heard this brother say on Instagram, he said, this brother on Instagram gave this analogy. Peace, Estella. Hey, girl. Thank y'all. But I want to give y'all this one analogy. This brother said, if I gave you $1 million, but you have to die tomorrow, do you want the $1 million, or would you, do you want the $1 million or do you not? Brother said, nah, I don't want the $1 million. He said, well, if I gave you $1 million and your mama had to not be here tomorrow, do you want the $1 million? No, I don't want the $1 million. If I could give you $1 million, but you will be all by yourself, no love, no family, no relationships at all, do you want the $1 million? No, I don't want the $1 million. Okay? So understand this. Your relationships are more valuable than money. Your relationships are more valuable than money. All right? So honor your relationships, family. Don't take people for granted. Love on people. Love on the people that love on you. All right? Be honest, be open, be real, and trust that you are worthy of that vulnerability. You are worthy of somebody being emotionally and spiritually supportive of you. You're worthy of that. I don't care what your past trauma has told you. It's time for you to tell yourself a new story. So if you need help with telling yourself a new story, getting on a new timeline, manifesting a new reality, that's where that one-on-one spiritual accountability comes into place with Dream and I. And we look forward to supporting y'all. All right. I love you. Y'all have a happy Wednesday. I'll see y'all soon. Thank you to everybody who showed up and showed out. Let me know in the comments what part of this video resonated with you the most. I appreciate you. Peace and love.